Everybody, welcome out here to a different video. Today we're going to be doing a video how we're going to be comparing UTC Chapter 7 to the Monster Jam Arena format by doing Monster Jam Track X, brought to you by UTC Chapter 7, Section 5. The first competition in one of our Monster Jam events is the JCB Racing Competition, where the 8 drivers have been seeded into the racing bracket based on the results from the last event. And they will be competing head-to-head in a one-on-one elimination tournament where the winner of each race will advance on to the next round, culminating in the final round race on the road to Monster Jam World Finals 26 in Salt Lake City, Utah. Now, in our book right here, Understanding the Culture, in Chapter 7, it talks about how when we go throughout life, we need to not go alone, and that we need others around us to push us to go further and live out our faith better. In the same way how we can see here in a Monster Jam racing competition, as sometimes you may get a bye run where maybe one of the trucks could not make it out to the track due to breakage, and the driver has to do a bye run, and they're not going to go as fast compared to if they were racing up head-to-head against another competitor who's pushing them to go fast, so that way they can try to win the race. Perfect example of somebody who went alone in racing in my diecast league over the past weekend due to some truck breakage was Kristen Anderson in Gravedigger, who had to do a bye run up against I had to do a bye run because Brandon Telechka and Just Get Her Done Too could not make it out to race due to truck breakage that he had and could not make it out for the JCB racing competition.
It said go.
However, when a driver is competing up against somebody, they're going to go really fast, and they're going to be pushing themselves to go faster, so that way they can try to win the race and win the racing competition, so that way they can try to grab the first 8 points towards the overall event championship in that event. A perfect example of when this happened of drivers pushing themselves to be better and to try to win the race happened this past Sunday in Pittsburgh, where Michaela Telechka in Megalodon would take home her first ever career JCB racing win by defeating Tony Oaks in Thunder Roris in the final round. And let's take a look back at that moment, as it kind of shows how in life we need to not go alone. We need others to be able to push us to go bigger and to go harder in life. The second competition that we see in our Monster Jam Arena events are the Two-Wheel Skills Challenge, where the drivers will have 2 opportunities to pull off their best maneuvers on 2 wheels. They may either be on the side 2 wheels, the front 2 wheels, or on the back 2 tires, and their goal is to have 2 amazing hits to wow the judges, to try to get a good and high score to win the Skills Challenge and get the second competition win of the event. Kind of like how we need to and there's a lot of habits that you have to kind of learn and memorize and have skill for in order to pull off these 2-wheel moves. Kind of like how it says in our book to not tackle bad habits. We need to tackle. I'm sorry if the camera's shaking. I'm not good at holding the camera, but yeah, we need to tackle bad habits in our lives, so that way we can live successfully and try to avoid making mistakes that could cost us dearly. Kind of like in our 2-wheel skills challenge, the drivers they have to form the habits of how to shift in the truck to make sure, like from gas to reverse, maybe while they're walking a moonwalk. So they gotta get the timing down so that way they can perfectly execute these very technical maneuvers, so that way they can wow the fans and try to get a good score. A perfect example of something we saw like this that kind of describes this don't tackle bad habits section is when Weston Anderson in Gravedigger laid down a really great run where he formed the good habits of shifting from gas to reverse when he won the skills challenge in Fargo, North Dakota this past Saturday. Let's take a look at this run. Nice. Nicer is gonna combo it into a wheelie. Weston Anderson. Our third competition in a Monster Jam Arena event is the Monster Jam Donut Competition. Each driver is going to try to do one attempt to try to do their best donut and to get these trucks spinning on their 4 and maybe even sometimes 2 BKT tires. And this involves kind of like fighting fragility, what we saw in our book. As these trucks, they can be very fragile, and you can easily tip over on this dirt. You can easily tip over and go on the lid, and that could possibly hurt your score and get you a lower score and a lower place finish in the competition. And sometimes the best donuts we see are when the drivers, they try to fight the fragility instead of going out and doing an easy donut and keeping it on all 4s the whole time. They try to get on 2 wheels to try to do a cyclone. Or they'll even try to roll their truck over during their donut and try to magically get a save and land back onto all 4 BKT tires, as those types of donuts that fight the fragility of the dirt and do cyclones and have awesome saves definitely get higher scores and can get the wins in this donut competition. And a perfect example of what we saw of fighting fragility in a donut competition is when Michaela Telechka yesterday on Sunday did an awesome donut to wow the crowd. Or not on Sunday, it was actually Thursday in Providence, Rhode Island, where she fought the truck. She took some risks and got the truck on the side 2 BKT tires and did a nice cyclone to pick up her first competition win of the season. Fighting fragility is an important skill that we need in life so that we can be successful and so that we can push ourselves and make it far in life, and that challenges and risks are a good thing. We just need to not let them fall into the hands of the enemy. The last competition of the event is Monster Jam Freestyle. Each driver will have 2 minutes to just tear up the track, do their biggest and best moves, and to hit any obstacles and do whatever moves they can do. And this is definitely one of the best competitions we see in an event, and where the drivers, they kind of have to discover their motivated abilities and what they want to do on this track to make sure they're creative. They have they find this flow in their run that they can just drive off of to have great momentum and to just do the wildest and most crazy stuff that you probably couldn't even imagine happening. And they will defy the physics and defy gravity and some of the moves and stunts that they will pull off to try to win freestyle. And in life, we need to discover our motivated abilities by asking questions like, what are some things that return energy to me and make me feel more alive? What am I learning from other people about how God made me? What do I long for? What truly makes me tick? What captives my imagination? And then in Monster Jam Freestyle, drivers, when they try to discover their motivated abilities and stuff they want to do in their freestyle run, they're asking they want to try to find a good first hit. They got to find out what jumps they want to hit, what type of moves they want to do, or if they even wanted to line up for the Morgan & Morgan backflip ramp. and just try to figure out when to do everything in the run. Do they save this hit for the beginning of the run, the middle, the end? And they try to discover a flow, and they're able to find a smooth rhythm to build off of in their run, so they have the best momentum, so they can try to get the highest score and get the freestyle win. And they're going to definitely go all out and destroy the trucks, because it is the final competition of the event. Perfect example of somebody who discovered their motivated abilities in freestyle was from this past Saturday, where Weston Anderson and Gravedigger tore up the track on that big Fargo floor to take home the freestyle win and possibly lay down probably Arena Freestyle of the Year. Wow, what a reverse sidewall right off the combination move for Weston Anderson. Wow. Looks like he's lining up for Morgan and Morgan backflip with 30 seconds left to go, and he's got it, into a moonwalk. And that's going to be the end of time, but Weston is not going to stop until the truck stops. And he's just going to send it